got Tyson Graham now.
2017 College Gridiron Showcase preview show presented by Halo Neuroscience, and from one Missouri Valley Conference player to another Missouri Valley Conference player, we got Tyson Graham, the defensive back, even playing some linebacker this year from South Dakota.
The South Dakota Cougars, I should say, right? Because we met in the hallway last night. You just got in, and like a jerk, I said Jackrabbits, which is South Dakota State. And Jose's gonna kill me because he's a South Dakota guy, so I'm gonna get some heat from that now.
Coyotes.
Coyotes. Look, I got it wrong again. Oh my God, I should be thrown off the show by now. But you know, and Tyson, I had you on the show just a couple weeks ago. I interviewed so many players, but your game really stands out to me. I like what you bring to the table, but for those who might not have caught that interview, give us a little self-scouting report about your game and what the 100 or so scouts out here in Bedford, Texas are going to see between the lines when you get strapped up and ready to play today or tomorrow.
I think one of the biggest things about my game is, just being able to be placed in, different positions, being versatile with my size, being able to play down in that, that hybrid position, or that strong safety, and be able to excel in those positions as well. I feel as though my physicality, that's a big part. My IQ, being able to diagnose a play, whether it's play action, pass, drop step, or run, all with reading the lineman's movement. Also open field tackling. That's a big thing on the next level as well. We have to tackle in open space, and I'm pretty sure we're going to have some drills or with scrimmages at the showcase that we're going to have to exhibit our tackling, and just being a ball hawk back there. Just making plays, creating turnovers for for the team, and getting the ball back to my offense.
You want to talk about a team-first type of guy. That's what you are, Tyson. If I'm not mistaken, you came into South Dakota playing on the offensive side of the ball, running back, I believe, receiver, one of the two. Obviously, you then turned that into a phenomenal collegiate career playing safety, and then here as a senior, it's your senior year, go big or go home. They ask you to move a little bit inside to play linebacker. What was your reaction when they first brought that up to you, and how did you make that work?
It's funny because in practice I used to always joke with them, during drills. I used to maybe sneak down to the linebacker drills, and they'll catch me and I'll be like, "What are you doing?" And they'll send me back to the safeties. But when they first actually introduced me to move, I was actually pretty excited. I was looking forward to taking on something new. And like I said, doing whatever I can to help my team win and get to that next step. And I also felt the transition was gonna be pretty smooth since I played both safeties, free and strong. So I kind of know the defense, in and out. The linebackers fits, where my safety's gonna be fitted. So that's what kind of made it, much more easier. And after they felt the smooth transition at the linebacker spot, they also placed me at DN a few times, third down packages rushing the quarterback. So they kind of placed me all over. The more you can do.
We're seeing that nowadays, with the Dayon Buchanans or, the hybrid safety, linebacker type of players. And that's certainly what you looked like this past season there at South Dakota.
Well, back in the day, they used to call it tweener. That was a bad word. Now it's called hybrid, and it's a good word. And it's an upcoming trend in the NFL. Tyson, I don't know if you had a chance to peek at the roster, but we had a guy like Spearman Robinson, is 6'4", 220. We got some tight ends here from Buffalo and Wyoming, about 6'4", 250. Tyrone Swoops out of Texas, the 18-wheelers converting to tight end. And, Bart Scott's a guy I talked to recently, and I asked him about tackling a guy like Gronkowski. Now, we don't have Gronkowski down here, but these are some big tree trunk guys. And the one thing he told me, the secret to his success in bringing these guys down is not only do you have to wrap up, but once you wrap up, you got to pull them up and bring them down and it's just slam them down, Bart Scott.
Almost like a gator roll tackle,
Is that a technique you implement as well?
Yeah, that's a technique that we also practice, a lot in practice. With those guys, like you said, that size is incredible. Especially like those guys like Gronk's size, you have to be able to, hold on and bring them down. And that's where your tackling technique really has to come into play because, in the league, you guys got guys who 6'6", 6'7", 250 maybe, and you got to get them down to the ground. So that's something that you definitely got to take pride in.
You sound like you're ready for it.
I am.
Is it crazy to think about your collegiate career is over and now, the next step you are going to be playing against guys like a Gronkowski?
It definitely is crazy. I mean, at first, around like, fall camp, it's kind of like, December's a long time away. But I mean, man, the season just flies by and it hits you. You just gotta take it, like grain of salt. Just be blessed and just get ready to, to grind. Because in the league, it's now a job. You have to put countless hours in the film room. Your whole days pretty much are going to be at the office, especially as a rookie. If you really want to be successful in the field, you're going to spend, much more time than the average, player if you want to, have a successful career. So it's definitely a job at the next level. That's something that you got to be ready for.
Yeah.
All right, are you ready for the NFL team interviews? Tonight is going to kick off hours of meeting in the Defiance Fuel Water scouting room. They're going to ask you, how much do you love this game? Are you passionate about it? How much time do you spend in the film room? Are you prepared for these type of questions?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right, how much time do you spend in the film room?
I would say I would probably start on the regular week. I would probably, if we get our scout report on that Monday, I'll probably spend that first day just kind of breaking down, personnel, like a certain personnel, like 11 personnel maybe. Probably spend about 2 hours on that on the Monday.
Okay.
Then on Tuesday and Wednesday, kind of get more intense with it, maybe 3 hours, going over a different personnel. And once it's closer to game time, Thursday, Friday, after all my homework and everything is completed, I'll get more into details about maybe 5 hours, and also send a text message out to the guys, a few of the other DBs who want to meet up, so we can also have.
I like that leadership.
Yeah, and see the same thing, and everyone else can just share their ideas and bring different things to the tables. Maybe some things that you aren't seeing that they're seeing, or vice versa. So, I mean, it kind of all works out, and it definitely plays a huge part on Saturday because you're able to go out there and play fast.
So you're the guy in the DB room that said, "Hey, listen, let's get together, guys. Let's compare notes. Let's break it down."
Yep.
So you kind of brought those guys together.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel like you left the underclassmen there at South Dakota? Do you feel like they're in a good spot, better than when you got there?
I feel as though they're in a great spot. Those guys are going to be ready. They had a lot of young guys who stepped up and got a great experience. You got a corner out there, senior corner, Adam Harris. I think he's going to be great this year. I think he's going to take the conference by storm. Big physical corner, loves contact. Then you got a few guys, also Danny Rambo, brother of Picard Rambo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh okay, I didn't know that.
He's going to be a ball player.
What year is he going in?
I think he's going into his junior year. He was also a receiver and made the transition over to corner as well last year. He's excelled. And then on the offensive side, well, we'll leave that alone, but on the defensive side, another.
So you don't want to give any love to the offense. Typical defensive guy.
And then also a senior safety is going to be Doug Lewis, JUCO guy out of College of DuPage. And he's a ball hawk. Say about 5'11", 6 foot, hard hitter. So I mean, those guys are going to be in great shape. Have great leaders to follow behind, and I'm excited for
you
that
feel the new
program.
coaching staff is?
Oh yeah, the new coaching staff is pretty good. I mean, they came in, we adjusted to them well. They did everything they could for us to be comfortable with their system.
What was that like in the locker room? Was there a meeting held? Like, did the seniors and upperclassmen have to get the underclassmen together and keep them focused? What was that transition like?
Yeah, actually, we ended up meeting right before Christmas break because we kind of knew once our coach retired, what to expect. We were gonna, get a new coach. Right as soon as we came back, the announcement was made, so we just made sure that everyone was on board. We have to buy into the system to get where we want to be. So that was the main thing, and once the younger guys came in, we had to explain to them, this is our culture that we're going to set, and to get to that, conference championship or to our goals, everyone has to buy into the system and be on the same page and have that same mindset.
Very good.
Final question for me, and it's a question I just asked the quarterback from Western Illinois a second ago. Missouri Valley. I mean, how good is it? I mean, it's. Year in and year out, it seems like the conference just gets better and better. And you got guys like a Carson Wentz coming out, yourself. I mean, there's a lot of talent coming out of the FCS, especially that Missouri Valley. What's it like going up against this this type of competition week in and week out, and how does it help you prepare for an event like the College Gridiron Showcase?
Well, Missouri Valley, honestly, I think is arguably probably the best conference in, the FCS. I mean, you got some powerhouses. I mean, you got South Dakota State is going to come up. They're doing great things out there. They got.
I know that hurt.
Yeah, that hurt. They got a few big playmakers, and then you got North Dakota State. Everyone knows about them. You got Youngstown, of course, who's playing in the FCS championship. I mean, you got a lot of great schools. So, and then for us, to be able to open up a game, open up the season probably each year, with the big FBS opponent. I think for me, and that kind of gave me that experience, and to be able to to play with the other guys from another level. Like when we played Oregon and Kansas State.
I'm sure. Let alone the season opener, I'm sure it just gives you an extra boost.
It just gives you an extra boost, and just much more excitement of what to come. But like I said, man, Missouri Valley is definitely tough. Any given Saturday, anybody's able to win a game. You can't just go in there and there's no prediction. Oh, this is gonna happen. Because there's a ton of shockers that go on. And
well, now that they knocked North Dakota State off the block, now we'll have a new kid on the block finally.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Tyson Graham, safety. Rick, any other questions?
No, he did a great job once again, and he didn't get mad at me. I screwed it up not once but twice, and the South Dakota Coyotes get it right, and that's Tyson Graham. We're looking forward to it out there. Glad to finally meet you in person, and can't wait to see you out there on the field.
Thanks, Rick.
All right, Tyson.
Thanks, Christian.
Hey, my pleasure. Again, talking about guys from this conference, Missouri Valley, Tyson Graham, that's a good one right there.
And the hit